up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tectonic Takes. I got my boy on here. What's up, Nathan Scott? Well, I shouldn't say boy anymore. You're in college. My man, welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's up? Nice to be here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of big changes for you in this last year. I remember the first time I interviewed you. It was a kid, the bright lights. It was something. You scored a goal that day. But today we have you a little more relaxed. At school. How's school been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. It's kind of new for me going from like not having any classes, going to the locker room in the morning to just training, weights, and then classes before training. But I'm getting settled in. Been here for about a month and a half now, so it's going well.
Is there something that kind of shocked you about going to college out there?
Um, I mean, not really. I wasn't like really culture shock because I have a couple of teammates from Quakes Academy days and even Quakes 2, Diogo Bautista, he comes here. So they kind of helped me get settled in and adapt to here. So it's been fun, but I can say the dorm's uh, a little different.
Do you share your dorm with someone, or is it you by yourself?
Yeah, I share it with someone on the golf team. So
Oh, are they there right now?
nah,
Oh, okay,
it's an
okay.
experience. I can tell you it's an experience though.
Did you ever share a room with any siblings?
Uh, I mean, no, not really. I've kind of always had like my own room.
Yeah, but at least in the golf team, at least they're quiet, right? Like they're not like they're not like the football team or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool. We kind of have we're both like athletes, so we understand each other.
No, that's pretty cool. I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about how you kind of started your soccer career. For a lot of people that don't know you, let me give them a little introduction. You're Nathan Scott. You played through Quakes Academy. You were promoted to Quakes 2. You kind of chose to go to UCR to go ahead and go to college because, getting an education is good, right? Is that, I would say, pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, you never know like what can happen, right? So, me and my family kind of just decided that having an education as a backup would always be nice for me to have.
Yeah, and that's something nice about the kind of the U.S. system because you could still play pro even after you get your 4 years in and you get a degree. And what are you studying for?
Right now I'm undeclared. I kind of just got here, so still trying to get that worked out. But yeah, I mean, like you said, um, like I said, I have teammates here already, so it's nothing big. Getting kind of used to things, so it's going well right now.
And you played midfielder for the Quakes too. And do you play that for your team now?
Yeah, we play a little different formation with three in the back, but still playing like a defensive mid role. So yeah, nothing's really changed except for the formation, but just have to adapt and go through with what they have planned. And I'm just excited for what's to come.
Awesome. And talking a little bit about soccer with you, what got you started into soccer? Like thinking back on your childhood.
I mean, my mom, honestly, she was playing like while she was pregnant with me for a little bit. So my mom's side kind of got me into the soccer, and whereas my dad's side, they were more like American football. So growing up, I always played both sports at the same time. It was soccer and football. So, but my whole family has honestly just supported me, like playing soccer. Um, I have three younger siblings, but I'm the oldest, so they've kind of like I've been kind of like their guinea pig, right? Just
Yeah.
try everything out and see what's best for me.
Right. And that's why you're probably a central defensive mid, right? I mean, you tackled some guys on the in football, and now
Yeah,
guys on the soccer pitch.
exactly. Like I always reference football, like American football with soccer because especially in the defensive mid, like you're always facing the field.
Right.
I played quarterback in football, So like I'm always like facing the field and like distributing and stuff. So I mean that's just kind of how I see it.
Right, you have to see the passing lanes, and you kind of have to see the game
Yeah.
steps ahead, right? So, no, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. What's one of your favorite memories of soccer as a kid? I mean, what's the one moment that you're like, oh, I mean, for
Ah.
me, it was an own goal where I went home crying. Hopefully it's not. That's why I'm doing a
I
show now. I don't play soccer anymore. No. What about you?
yeah. For me, it'd probably be gosh, I don't know. There's so many. Um, Obviously, I mean my debut. I don't know if you consider that my childhood, but my debut with Quakes 2, and then if we're going like a little younger, I'd probably say winning state cup,
Hmm.
like NorCal State Cup, because that
Okay.
was like probably my first like major trophy.
Yeah, that must
But
be
yeah, I
a
mean,
feeling.
there's been a lot of good memories.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And winning at a young age is always a good feeling, but you also have to learn how to lose, I guess. So, but in your case, man,
Yeah,
you won every time.
yeah. So far,
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Who's your inspiration when you play the sport? Is there someone that you kind of look at and say, "Oh, I want to be like that guy"?
like, are we talking like players, like professional players, or
It can be anybody.
like family
It
members?
can be anybody.
Well, I mean, I think like someone that is in my family. Uh, Everyone's my inspiration, but if I could just point out one person, it'd probably be, or actually, I can't really point out one. They
You can,
kind of go hand in hand.
yeah,
But my grandma and grandpa, like they've always like done everything for me, and I'm kind of like their golden child of the family.
yeah,
Um, I know my mom gets a little jealous and her siblings, but they've always supported me and always done like what they can for me, and then obviously my parents have too.
yeah.
And then going like professional athletes wise, I probably had to say like, I mean, there's a couple, but I'd probably say like Iniesta, like Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Steven Gerrard, one of my old coaches, compared me to him, and it hasn't left my head since. So he's always been with me, and I mean, Iniesta is an obvious one. He's just every time he has the ball, something happens, and he's just like he's different. He's just different.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, because you're Steven Gerrard, right? You have to wear extra long cleats or extra long spikes so you don't slip.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of dirty, but
No, I'm a big Liverpool guy, so that hurt me too, man. See, because I'm a Uruguayan,
yeah,
seeing Suarez lose the title like that kind of hurt a little bit. I ain't not gonna lie. Um,
but yeah, I mean, them two is just like you have Steven Gerrard's like intensity,
right.
like that English mentality, right? And then yeah, like Iniesta is just like a magician on the ball.
Yeah, and that's the best of both worlds, right? You need kind of that grit,
Exactly.
the I guess kind of the magic to make things happen, and in your role as a six. So, um,
Yeah.
how do you motivate yourself every day? What drives you? You were telling me a little bit before this that you had practice, you had school, and then you had to eat, and then maybe a double day. How do you motivate yourself?
I mean, just looking into the future, man. Like, just trying to tell myself like why I'm doing this, why I play the sport, why I'm going to school, why I'm getting an education, and then obviously like having a good group around you always helps. Like, I have a good support system back home, and they're contacting me every day asking me how I'm doing, so that helps. And then the guys here, they've really taken me in, and I'm just really comfortable with all of them, and they all help me out, and it's been really easy, like settling in. So just having that around you just makes everything a little bit easier, and
Yeah.
that's how I get up every morning and just tell myself like today is a new day, and just go out there and do what I have to do.
Are there some milestones or career goals that you have for your career?
Um, I mean, obviously, I guess the main one is to go pro, right? Um, right now in college with the team here, Some goals are like to win our conference, make it into the NCAA tournament. That's something that here they've done twice. Um, and then winning the conference is huge for them. We have a lot of rivalries now that they won last year. So going into this year should be fun. Um, those are some of my goals: winning conference, making the NCAA tournament, uh, and going pro, obviously, and having a good career is always like the dream, right? You see some guys like kind of go in and then uh, leave the league pretty quick, but I mean that's where my education comes in hand, right?
Right.
If something happens and I have that, so
You,
yeah.
you always have starting a podcast. You're already here. So
Yeah, or that too. I'm learning a lot from you. Yeah,
yeah, no, no, or being like a soccer analyst. Who knows? Maybe one day you
yeah,
might be on the round table
yeah,
with that mustache. You can go far, man. I'm telling you.
yeah.
All right, this
We'll see.
you gotta make sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm looking at my dad or if I'm looking at Nathan Scott. So. Who has been a good role model for you on and off the field? Rodolfo Castro wants to know.
I mean, once I saw that question, I kind of had someone in mind from last season. I could say it was definitely Rudy. I mean, me and him go way back. We've known each other for years now. We played futsal, and I'd go like watch him. He's a little bit older than me, right?
Yeah.
So I'd go watch him play. He's like back then he was like some young kid playing with these men, like playing adults in futsal, and that was like so fun to watch. Seeing someone that's a little bit older than me, like that, I wanted to be that
Mm.
when I was his age, and then being able to play with him last season was just an awesome experience. Like we have our times where we go at it with each other, but it's all love at the end of the day, and we both know that. So he's honestly like an older brother to me, and he's that role model that I had last season, and yeah,
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you could tell when I talked to him last week that he had a lot of passion for those guys. I mean, maybe that year one team was something special, and he really enjoyed it, playing with everybody. It seemed like it. I mean, as a reporter, when I went to the games, that you guys were a really cohesive unit. I mean, every single one of you guys seemed like you all banded together, and you only missed the playoffs by 3 points. So it was like if you guys were in the East, you would have made the playoffs, and who knows, you could have made the final.
oh yeah. I still before I go to sleep, I still watch like the games,
Right.
seeing what could have went different and stuff. But yeah, that group was just even watching film. It was just so fun to watch. We all just it was kind of like a brand new team at the beginning. We all just kind of adapted
Right.
super quickly, and we all just became really close. And I think that's what helped us. We were super young,
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, it was just it was an experience.
You guys had to play a legit MLS team. I mean, with DPs and everything with St. Louis. So
Yeah,
so that was probably
yeah,
an experience for you too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a fun season.
No, definitely. It was a fun watch too. So if you guys are listening to this and you haven't seen Quakes 2 yet, it's always a good watch. Some local soccer. And I mean, this year they may be playing in other places other than San Jose. So if you have a second to go out and watch them, please do. It's always nice to watch the younger guys. This is a funny question here. How are you so good? All right.
I saw that one too.
Somebody wants to know how are you so good. I'm assuming it's your boy.
Uh, I think it was one of my Riverside teammates.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was, but I mean, I already know it's a lot of hard work. I can say that, but it just doesn't happen right overnight. But I appreciate that people think I'm good. I wouldn't say like I'm terrible, but it's good to have that reassurance, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I could just say a lot of hard work and dedication, sacrifices,
Right.
all that good stuff.
Do you have anybody else on the on your college team that played like for a two team or played for the USL side?
There's like, sorry, there's a couple guys from LAFC
Oh,
that played like with their academy. Um, but they just made a second team. They didn't
right.
have one last
Oh,
season.
you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they didn't have the opportunity.
Yes, yeah, but Diogo played for
Right,
Quakes
right,
too, and then Seha's our other teammate from Quakes. He played in the academy and
right.
left right before Quakes 2 started.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of good quality guys on the team.
Do you think that Quakes 2 helped you kind of prepare for college soccer?
I mean, yeah, you always hear that like stereotype about college soccer, how it's like physical, people don't really know how to play, but I came in and it's not what I expected at all. Like everyone on our team is good,
Hmm.
and everyone is willing to compete. Quakes 2 did help me a lot with that like intenseness and that willingness to compete and go at each other. And then at the end of training, like we all we're all on campus. We're all gonna see each other the next day, so it's not no one takes it to heart.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Quakes 2 has obviously helped me develop as a player too. I think last year was one of my better seasons as a player,
Hmm.
and just going off of that, coming to college, it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna talk a little bit about this, but how does one become as good as you at soccer? Another question. Another. So there's two. There's two. There was how are you so good, and how does one become as good as you at soccer? So I guess that's kind of the same thing, right? So I just wanted to let you know that there's two people out there that think you're very good at soccer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah. All right. All right. If a beginner wants to get better, what should they work on? So let's say they're not in college, they're not in the academies. What's the first thing you would say?
Honestly, the first thing I'd say is to prep their mentality first going into playing because if that's like if that's broken, then you won't be able to play at all. And I've gone through that experience before where my mentality kind of like goes down and I'm like in the gutter sometimes, but you know, tomorrow's a new day and I told myself at like the beginning of the Quakes 2 season because I wasn't sure what was going to go on like during COVID and stuff.
Mm,
I just told myself that I had to control like what I can control, so that's some advice I'd give them.
yeah.
And that's honestly helped me through a lot. Like I still kind of live off of that,
Right.
and I just tell myself that, and I just move forward. So honestly, that's the best advice I can give someone like trying to play, is to make sure they prep their mentality right because stuff's gonna happen, and you won't like everything that's gonna happen. But you just got to push through, and there's gonna be challenges along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't mentally ready when I scored that own goal when I was 5, so I can reassure you.
Yeah.
I still get
Yeah,
nightmares, man. I still get nightmares. I passed it to the goalie. The goalie wasn't looking. So what am I supposed to do?
it happens. I mean, I've seen it before, and I've messed up too.
Yeah. And not everybody feels good as you. Let's be honest. So, uh,
Yeah.
so we spoke a little bit about Quakes too, but what was your favorite away trip? I know you guys went to a lot of cities. I asked Rodolfo or Rudy this, but what was your favorite away trip?
My favorite away trip. Honestly, it'd probably have to be like Seattle or Vancouver. Those are always like really nice cities,
Yeah,
and I always like going there for like all the. It's just I don't know. It's just so nice there. The air is like super nice. Um, but yeah, those are some probably my favorites
yeah.
because of the location.
Right, right. I went to the deadline day for Seattle, and yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, it's a beautiful city. I was shocked there was nobody there. I was like, "Does anybody live here?" It was a Saturday.
Yeah,
Everybody goes hiking, so
yeah.
nobody was in the city, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, what is this?" So no, I totally understand. I bet those cities are beautiful. And what'd you think about the SF game that the Quakes 2 did? with the Glens?
Uh, at first, I can say like wasn't really a huge fan because I like playing in the stadium,
Hmm.
and it was gonna be our last game also, so it was gonna be a little tougher for like my family and stuff to go out to San Francisco to watch, family and friends. But I mean, once it got closer, you just kind of have to let that feeling go and just get on with it. And at the game, it was a great environment.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fans there. Nice weather, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after the game, all the kids like coming up to us. The fans are right next to us, right? So it was a cool experience, and I mean, I'm not mad at it looking back on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all you guys got swarmed by like 3,000 kids, you know. So it was some,
Yeah,
it was a sight to see. I was super glad I was there and I went to that game. But it was something really fun and exciting to see that, you know, even in other parts of the Bay Area that the Quakes get love too, and especially all these young kids, right? I was like, where do these kids come from?
yeah, yeah. It was cool, and then you have like Cruz, who's from there, right?
Right.
So that probably brought a lot more people too. So it was a cool environment.
Yeah, you know, I hope, like I said earlier, I hope a lot of more people go to Quakes 2 games. But yeah, that game sold out. It was crazy. Like the Quakes 2 team, I know they probably like playing in the stadium, but yeah, they could sell out because they have talent on that team, and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah,
Like you and Cruz and Rodolfo, all these guys, Max. So,
yeah. I'm excited for their season coming out. It should be fun to watch.
are you gonna go up to any games, or maybe when they come down to LA?
Yeah, I mean, I've already talked to a couple of the guys and told them that when they play down here in LA, I'll be out to watch. And then during the summer when I'm back home, I should make a couple games also. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be extremely exciting. What? Okay, talking a little bit about Quakes 2 now, a little more. If the Quakes 2 team had a mascot, what would you want the mascot to be?
Oh gosh. I mean, I saw Rudy's response for
Yeah.
sure about the little Q.
But you can't use it. You gotta think of something else.
I mean, uh, maybe like a blue dog or something like that.
A big blue dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to have a mascot of like an earthquake, right? But
you you know they actually had a blue dog as their mascot back in the day.
really,
Yeah, it was called Riker. Yeah, yeah, they had a blue dog. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in
I
2003,
mean,
before my time too. You know, so
maybe like the earthquakes too mascot now.
right, bring it back. Right, bring it back.
Yeah.
No, yeah, yeah, it was a blue dog. That's funny that you said that. Speaking a little bit about Quakes now, Quakes One. As an analyst, let's try you out as an analyst. All right, how do you think the team is gonna do this year?
I mean, I think everyone's pretty excited about Lucci coming in, and just everyone is hyped right now. Just with the new coach and stuff, what he's gonna bring to the table. Um, we got a lot of the young guys, Cade, Nico.
Yeah,
Uh, should be fun to watch. They seem like an exciting team coming up. Um, and don't know what the future holds, but I'm excited to watch them.
yeah, it is gonna be very exciting. We're probably gonna have you back on. Maybe when you watch a couple games, you could give it a little opinion about it. Be like, Kate, you look pretty slow that day. I could beat you in a race. A little bit of
Yeah,
that little dagger there in there. No, but that's gonna
yeah.
be awesome. I'm excited for them. They're gonna do well this year. Um, so I guess that's gonna wrap it up for us. I want to thank you so much, Nathan, for coming on. It's been a pleasure of mine. I'm looking forward to seeing you play in college and seeing you guys lift your conference title.
Thank you for having me. Talk soon. Probably see you at some of the games soon.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, and thank you for everything.
Where can people find you? I know you might have Instagram or Twitter or something like that, or maybe not
Uh,
TikTok, but
um, I think my Instagram is probably my main source. It's kind of forgot my username.
no, no worries, no worries.
But Nathan.Scott03.
Okay.
It's my Instagram.
And we'll all stay in touch and hopefully get down to some games and see you play.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun to have you down here.